Oh, gentleman ghost. Have you ever seen a bear in Japan? Well, no, I haven't. I think I'm lucky because if I have seen, I don't know, it's too dangerous to even think of it. There are lots of bear accidents. I've seen, like always signs, be careful, bears are here, but I have never encountered one. It's scary, like in the wilderness, there's nothing there. No phone, no humans, just you and the bear. I've seen lots of other animals, but not the bear. I've heard people being eaten by a bear too. Bears, gosh, I cannot see. They're so unpredictable. Scary, yeah. Yeah, in Canada even more. In Canada I have seen bears. I have seen bears in Canada. I was in this Banff National Park. There's a campground in Banff, and the whole campground is surrounded by electric fencing. So you go inside there, and there are these walkways and gates to pass into there, and they automatically close behind you. But on one few occasions I just saw bear right outside of that fence. That thing was huge and scary. Like if I was hiking there, I would be terrified. And these things were just outside of the campground. Crazy. Almost makes you feel, I will stay in this jail here and let the bear disappear. You are the prisoner. Banff, yeah, Banff is beautiful. But lots of tourists, they don't know how dangerous these bears are. I've seen people driving and stopping at the side of the road just to take a photo. And sometimes, there's like a mother with cubs. Like you cannot imagine like how fast that bear can run at you. And you cannot imagine how fast it can kill you. And these people, they just go so close. Like there's no way they can survive if that bear jumps them. And of course it says there, if you do anything to the bear, it's gonna be on you, and you're gonna receive a ticket from the government, fine which you have to pay, because bear is part of the national park. If you attract a bear because of your food, you're gonna pay a lot of money for that. Like you will never go back to that park probably. There's no way you can leave like your utensils or plates on the table in the park. No food can be left out there. The rules are really strict. You are just a tourist in the bear country, and that's their kingdom. And sometimes, there are places where when the bear is sighted, you are not allowed to go alone. So if you violate this rule, you're gonna also receive a huge fine. You gotta get some buddies to go with you or walk in groups. But that place is beautiful. The glacier waters are flowing in the rivers. Oh, it's mind-blowing. And since it's national park, the place gets full really quickly. They cannot build any more parking or extra lodging. I think you have to book 1 year in advance to actually stay there. It's packed with tourists. But there's just up to the capacity. After that, there's almost like no way you can just stop and do some shopping and go. Even those parkings are full. Some trails can be hiked solo. Well, it depends on the bears. If the bears are there, you have to wait till that bears goes away, and then you have to get a green from some park ranger that you can actually go. Because the bear will eat you alive. Those are killing machines. And of course, it's wilderness. I mean, it's for your safety. You can be hiking there for like 2 weeks, but you gotta know how to not attract the bear. Like in Japan, no one even bothers with these safety rules because bear will eat you anyway. So you are not allowed to put any tents anywhere, like anywhere, because of the safety. Wild animals, wild boars, bears. Only campgrounds. Mount Whitney, California, the highest in US outside Alaska. You can only climb with permit. Oh, permit with lottery. Wow, that must be some mountain. Almost maybe like Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji has so many people up there. It's almost like not worth climbing because it's traffic jam. Now they are probably gonna charge money even more. Thank goodness I climbed it when you could actually drive car all the way to the half station there. A fifth station. It was the fifth station, which was half of the mountain. But then they made it UNESCO site, and yeah, that made it too popular. And like Lake Louise in I think it's still Banff, is it? That place is so beautiful. Like the lake itself looks amazing, and then there's this expensive hotel in there as well. That hotel is so super expensive. Like I don't know who stays there, but my gosh, it's so beautiful. Maybe just foreign tourists. Canadians have no money. I've been there a few times. Even to get there, there's no parking left. So you can just go to the hotel, and then you have to get dropped off, maybe by a taxi, and then get a ride back again. It's too popular. You cheated on my Fuji. You needed to start at this. Oh my gosh. You know, I would die if I did that. I've been on Mount Fuji. You know, I climbed from station 0 up to the 7th or 6th station in the winter. I went from pretty much the sea level on a scooter, like a 50cc scooter. Then I went by car to the 5th station from all 3 sides. Then I had this huge big scooter like a couch, and I drove there a few times with that. But walking from the ocean, oh, that's extreme. The thing is, you know, you need to have some Sherpa to carry your stuff. There's too many things to have with you, because you know at the sea level it's super hot. Like if you can walk with a heavy backpack in that kind of heat, I don't know if you can make more than 30 kilometers. Like this would be like a army training. You probably are half dead after you do that. And then you have to change your clothes. You have to, when you get higher, you need to change them, to warmer clothes. And at the top, you probably need some winter clothes if you wanna just sit down. And it's everything is super heavy. But the problem is that once you cross maybe 3,300 meters, the lack of oxygen is gonna get to you. So if your backpack is already heavy, there's no way you will be able to move with that backpack even like 1 foot more, because it's gonna be too exhausting to you without, with the lack of oxygen. So all the distances when you go to the top are so short. Like you would think I can run this in 5 seconds, but no, they actually write the hiking times, and it says like from here to there, very short, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Whoa, mind blowing. Did you do every trail? Oh, I did every trail, and I did even more than trails around Mount Fuji. I went to where there are no trails. I even went to the place where there was the old Mount Fuji that used to be at the top, and then it slid down, a few kilometers. It's still there. Then I went to the place where there's only once in a year, if you're lucky, that's the only waterfall there is on Mount Fuji, and then it disappears. Then I walked at the bottom of Mount Fuji all around, like all those forests and lava places. Yeah, I pretty much did everything. And I went to the place of last eruption. There are 3 huge craters. I think I've done some of them multiple times. Like they're cleaning roads over there. Machine is driving and it sweeps and washes the pavement. Oh, grass in my sandal. Yeah, Mount Fuji, I did everything. The forests at the bottom are really cool. And then you can find lakes around Mount Fuji. There's this tiny lake that sometimes is there and sometimes not. People think the lakes are connected underground by caves, but who knows? No one ever verified it. I once went and found so many caves in the Mount Fuji area. Like there are no trails. Like if you get lost there, you're done. But at least the caves were, professionally labeled with the name, and they had some kind of a tablet indicating what cave you are at, so you can triangulate your map distances between those and make a map by yourself and then go. And yeah, lots of deep holes in there. I think sometimes, you know, maybe a huge 2,000-year-old tree was growing and then that thing got, you know, flooded with lava, and there's this hole in the ground when you walk because the tree got burned out and there's nothing left. Mount Fuji. I went to even explore the little mini volcanoes around Mount Fuji. I don't know, something must have been escaping from them at some point, but some are just perfect, like a, you know, volcano with a crater at the top, as if you just painted it. So symmetrical. And some are not so symmetrical. You can see, you can climb them, see what's from the top. The air was always nice there, much cooler, refreshing. You can find the places where the lava used to flow. I heard that lava flew all the way to the ocean. I guess this is your hiking trail in the opposite direction. Have you been to Kawaguchiko, like the lake? Town, right at the bottom. Oh yeah. I've been all around those towns. Yeah, usually they are just resort areas, you know, campgrounds, lodges. Lots of companies have hotels there. Kawaguchiko, and it's beautiful because if you go there in the winter, you know, Mount Fuji is beautiful and it like reflects in those lakes around. Of course, you know, lots of companies build musea there. There was this music box museum, which was really cool. There's tons of stuff to see, tons. You can even ride a bicycle around the lake or lakes, or you can rent. They actually made a good parking there by the side of one of the lakes. Oh yeah, Venetian Glass Museum, but I think that one is, I wonder if it's more like close to Hakone, a little bit away from Mount Fuji, but the same volcanic area. Like they had everything from Venice. It was amazing. I never thought, you know, Venice is so popular with glass, and they had like chandeliers in there, and it was really, really impressive. And the music boxes, they actually sell them. They have this fancy music. You can buy like a real music box from like 18th century. And I don't know, like, where did they buy them? They even have the orchestrion that was supposed to go on Titanic, but they decided to have live band, and the orchestrion is now in Japan. The whole, like, you know, before computers, one box with everything that plays whatever is inside, you know, pipe organ, whatever. And there was one that could play violin too. That is like amazing. Of course, lots of other companies, you know, like art museums are there. You can buy, Picasso is somewhere in there. They have a whole pavilion with Picasso works in the middle of nowhere. There's like an outdoor museum, and then Picasso has its own pavilion. You could see like a horse on the bathroom tile scribbled. That was Picasso. Japan exceeds a national trail that goes from Hokkaido to Kagoshima. It needs, I cannot see. You know, there are weird trails like kind of like that, and I think that trail, there is a trail actually. It's called the Tokaido old highway. because in the Middle Ages they had to be walking, from Edo to Kagoshima. So they took that road, and that road is still there. And sometimes, when that road leaves the cities, because now, it's a normal paved road, sometimes you can see some markers at the side, this is the official historic road. Sometimes there is some old trees by it, and you can see that there are some buildings, historical buildings, or remnants of the town where people could get rest. And sometimes it goes through countryside where there are towns that haven't been changed. They've been preserved perfectly, so you can appreciate them. But I don't know, it would take you probably a month or two, maybe more, to walk that distance. I know I tried one of those roads in here, and when you actually get out in the middle of nowhere, like those mountains, these roads are very visible there. They still have like original paving in the middle of forest. They've been having a little bit redone and saved from all the overgrowth, but basically the road is there. So you can actually get the book and get the maps where this road actually passes, and you can go and walk it. I think every post town is about 20 kilometers apart, so you could figure out where you could get rest in Middle Ages, because you needed that stuff to replenish water, get new shoes, sleep in some hotel. Also, there's another trail, like this area here where it's flat, right? No mountains. It's called Kanto. That's where Tokyo, Yokohama is, Saitama, all these prefectures around. And there is a trail that takes you all around this area. Like it starts in south of Yokohama and it ends there. And when I was hiking around, I could walk part of that trail. And I found, it actually says there, oh, this is the, Kanto Fureai Trail, and you are at this, kilometer, and you have this many kilometers to that point. But the trail is like some thousands and thousands of kilometers long. I think if you really put yourself to it, you could walk the whole thing, but I think you would have to do it in sections. It's just incredible. I'm just glad I walked part of it and I discovered it. And it encompasses every possible, geographical feature you could find. Like once you're walking on the rocky beaches, and then you are walking in edge of cliffs, then you're walking in the middle of the land, then you're walking through the forest, then you're walking next to the river. Man, there's everything, all from the tropics of the ocean to high in the mountains somewhere in the middle of nowhere of some park. Avoid the bandits. I think so, yeah. Yeah, but usually, it's just tourists walking there. I don't know, in Middle Ages you would go on the official highways, and you would need to have a permit with you to walk there, because every some distance there are checkpoints, and sometimes you can have area names in Japan that's after the checkpoint. And sometimes when you go out of big city, you still have the whole checkpoint reconstructed from the Middle Ages. They have confiscated weapons. They have a torture place here for the violation of the weapon law. Whoever had a weapon, they got caught. They just spike him with arrows on the and tie him in front of the checkpoint so everybody can see. Gruesome stuff. But today, you can walk it, you can take a bus, you can take a train, or you can take the fast train, a bullet train. They all follow the same historic routes. Of course, they don't go over the mountains. They go somewhere where it's through the tunnel or in a better way around the mountain. But if you go hiking, you can find these historic trails. Sometimes, we can even find one like going into the city. Like this could be like, normal trail like this. And you could just, not even know unless you go and check the map, and maybe some, local museum will have this written there. Which is kind of cool because I like that stuff. Whenever I go and I do geocaching, I find this historic stuff, from this and this, or let's say something was here, 200 years ago and now it's not. It's really, really neat. Northern Honshu, yeah, there I don't know what kind of highway would lead there. Probably not much, because nobody lived there till recently. Like the Hokkaido and the north there, it's so cold, there are barely any people. Just recently, they made the Sapporo city. I mean, I knew people lived there, and no Japanese, of course. But the colder it gets, you gotta adapt to that. Well, anyway, I gotta get going. Thanks for coming and asking nice questions. I always like when you ask questions. So have a nice evening or day, and see you again. Bye for now.